Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my review of the Casio Edifice EQB-1100 with module number 5639. I'd like to thank Casio for sending this watch out to me for review, and if you like this video, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future reviews. Now the unboxing. Alright, so the Edifice comes in a typical navy blue box with the silver writing, and you can see just the same thing all along. You have the barcode on the back, and opening up the box, you have your instruction manual, of course written in multiple languages, a warranty card, you have information on the solar, and the FCC because it does work with Bluetooth. You have a SmartLink card, and this basically just tells you to download the Edifice Connected application. You have your display thing, just something that if you wanted to collect and put it in front of the watch, you can. And opening up the box aside, you have the tin, also navy blue, with the silver backing. And you open it up. Of course, you have the tag. You have the watch. Years ago, I had the pleasure of being invited to Casio's introduction to the Edifice line. It was marketed as a racing watch with style. The modules have many of the same features as analog G-Shocks. Last March, I reviewed the EQB-1100. Click the small eye on the top right hand of the screen for a link to that video. I was amazed at the amount of technology Casio put into such a thin package. This year, Casio made some improvements to the module and the watch. This version is the matte black with green accents. The dimensions are virtually the same as its predecessor. The black matte finish looks great, the green is unique, and the technology is advanced. It features solar, Bluetooth to sync with the app, stopwatch, alarm, and it shows the date and day of the week. Where the EQB-1000 could be adjusted with spring bar styled links, this uses friction pins to size the standard bracelets, and it's got micro adjustments to fine tune the size. The bracelet links are a little stiff, but it does wear very comfortably. You could adjust the settings and the time manually, or you could use the app. Alright, so obviously the application's a lot better and easier to work with when you want to do the settings on this watch. So I'm going to walk you through the manual settings, so this way you know how to use the watch on the watch itself. So I'm going to start off with the time settings. So what you want to do is pull the crown to the second spot, and it's going to zero itself out. And what you do is move the crown, and that's going to help you set the time. So if you move it a couple of times, the motor will move the minute hand over for you. And then once you're close to where you want to be, so if I wanted to move this over to 3:30, I can move it over in 1 minute marks. And once you have the time that you're at, you press the top right hand button, and that's going to move to the date. So you're going to be looking at the 10-year mark here. So right now, if I wanted to do 2010, it's up, 2020, 2030. So we want to stay with the 10-year mark of 2020, and then you press the button again. And this one is going to be the year mark. So right now it's 2021. So if I wanted to change that, 2022, 2023, but we'll keep it at the 2021. And then you move this once again. And this is going to move to the month. So obviously you have 12 marks. Each mark is going to coincide with the month. So you have obviously January, February, March, April, May, and it's June right now. And then when you press it again, this is going to change the day. So when you move the crown, this is going to go really slow. So I'm going to speed up the camera, but basically you're going to see the register go from 3 to 4. And so what I do is I press the top button, and that's going to stop it at the 4. And now you have the date set, so you push the crown in, and it's set. All right, now if you want to set into dual time, what you want to do is you want to move the crown out one click, and you're going to see at the 6 o'clock, it's going to go to dual time. So if you want to change that up, you just move it up. And if you want it to go faster, of course, you press it a few times, and you can set it in 15-minute increments. So once you have the time set for the second time zone, you just push the crown back in, and it goes back to regular timekeeping mode. Now to set the alarm, once again, you move the crown out one click, and you press the top right button, and that's going to move you, and you'll see it over in the 6 o'clock to the alarm mode. So it's going to show you what time it's currently reading. So right now it's set to go off at around 9:15, so you could change that as well. So if I wanted to change that to 8:30, I move it to 8:30, and then if I wanted to change it to on or off, you just press the bottom right button, and then I'll turn the alarm on or off. And once you're done setting it, push the crown in, and you're good. Now to get into the stopwatch mode, what you want to do is press the top right hand button, and that's going to start it automatically. And then to stop it, you press the top button again, and then to reset it, you press the B button. And to get back into regular timekeeping mode, you just press the bottom right button again, and it goes right back to regular timekeeping. So that's how you work with the watch. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to work with the application. So what you do is go into the application, you'll see the little graphic, and then it's going to go right into the app here. So what you want to do to connect is when you go to the guide, it'll show you right off the bat, it'll prompt you. Hold the bottom right hand button for 2 seconds. So if you hold on to it, 1, 2, let it go. And you'll see that it's going to connect. It'll give you the confirmation on the app. Connection is complete. So what you want to do is when you go into the guide, you can look at the simple ways that you could work it. So if you go into view guide at the bottom here, it's going to show you what the subdials and the hands mean. And then if you press on the little blue on the bottom of the screen, that's going to give you a little deeper dive into that menu. And it'll show you, for instance, the position for Bluetooth, the time adjustment, connection, and phone finder. And going back, you go into the stopwatch, and it'll give you also instructions on the stopwatch. And if you hit the target time indicator in blue here, that'll also dive deeper into the settings for the stopwatch. So that's the guide. And you go into the stopwatch mode, and the stopwatch allows you to take time readings from the stopwatch that you've used on the watch itself, and you can import the log. I don't have any on the watch right now, but that allows you to just, if you have any races or any timing functions that you're following, that allows you to track them. Then you can go into the world time, and the world time allows you to set that second time zone. So if I go into the second time zone being Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and I set the city to the watch, you'll see that it's going to update it on the application, and then it's going to update it on the watch itself. So if you look at the 9 o'clock subdial, it's going to adjust that second time zone. And it moves pretty quick too. So right now that's set for the world time. Now if I wanted to make that my home time, I just press the middle, and it'll move the 2 time zones back and forth. And then you're going to notice that on the time after I confirm, it's going to change on the watch itself. And going into utility, that's simply your alarm. So that allows you to change your alarm time. So if I wanted to change it up to 8:30, I press the on, set it over to the watch. I get the confirmation, and that's what time the alarm is going to go off. And to know if it's morning or night, it's 24 hour, just to let you know. And then, of course, you could turn it off, send it over to the watch. So you could toggle it on and off there. And going into the settings on the top right gear, you go into your watch, you'll see the tutorial. You have the phone finder settings. So when you press the bottom right hand button for 4 seconds, you're going to hear a tone on the phone, so this way you could find it. So you have 3 different choices here: alternative future, midnight cruise, or fly down. And you could, of course, change the volume on that. Then you get the operating check of auto time adjustment function. So this is when it automatically goes in to check the time. And then when you have the set the operation tone, this of course toggles the sound on or off when you're pressing buttons. And you'll always get that confirmation when you're changing a setting on the watch. Then you get set the time for the connecting to the app. In other words, when you press for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, that's how long it's going to be. If there's no activity, that it automatically disconnects. And of course, you can adjust the home time position. So if a hand is not aligned on the dial, this allows you to change it over automatically using the application. You get the summertime setting for home time. So this allows you to change if it's going to be auto, on, or off regarding daylight savings time. Oh, and I didn't go over the time adjustment. And the time adjustment basically allows you to automatically check the time every single day, so this way it's always synced up with your phone. And that's it. So once you're done using the application, you just press the disconnect button, you get the confirmation, and you're done using the app. So it's a really simple app to work with. All right, so here's the Edifice EQB-1100 on my wrist. As you can see, it sits really thin. It's a very comfortable watch. All right, so here's a comparison of the EQB-1000 and the 1100. And as you can see, they're relatively the same size. Just as thin. Even the face, the layout is very similar. This one obviously has screws on the bezel. This one does not. This one has the tachymeter. This one does not. So they have unique looks, both of them, but they're so small. And the biggest difference, I would say, physically is the fact that you have a lot more flexibility on the links here versus here. These are a little stiffer. But that's the difference between the two models. Here's a shot of the lume. All right, so that's my review of the Edifice EQB-1100. Really good looking watch, highly functional. It's amazing what they're able to fit into such a small package. It just really amazes me. And it's a really good looking watch. I really like the design, and I just hope that they continue to pump out this technology because they've been really doing a great job with it. I've been saying it over and over on the watches I've reviewed with the applications that they've been putting into the iPhone and Android. It just works. It works so smooth. It doesn't have bugs. I'm just really impressed. So I want to thank you very much for watching this review. If you like what you see, please click the like button. If you really like it, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications on future reviews. I want to thank Casio once again for sending this watch out to me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I want to thank you again for watching, and you have a great day. Stay safe.